Brontodon is broken. 8 mana 9/9 is way too good. How is that even a card? It's rare level, power level. Alright, yo, what up? Welcome in, much love. Trav here, GP Phoenix sealed deck report. I got a little bit of Brontodon shaming from some of the pros, but this deck was fucking sweet. Had an incredible time, had some really good games, made some egregious mistakes, and had some good opponents, had a good time and learned a lot. And I really like this build actually. I did make a mistake in that I didn't find an alternate build that I should have been sideboarding into versus the blue tempo decks. I'm also not 100% sure where I should have been for the metagame. This deck that I built is very good in green-red mirrors versus green-black versus black-white. Basically anyone trying to do any sort of attrition and a lot of people trying to attack through in the ground, red-white. But the deck was weak to blue aggro with tempo and bounce and unblockability and stuff like that. So I figured that was the smaller part of the meta. Although I should have been, so I think this main deck build is roughly correct, but I should have been prepared with a better sideboard build that plays a lot of the one drops that I had access to. But what this deck is basically a Sunbird Invocation combo deck. So when you cast a spell from your hand, reveal the top X cards, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. You may cast a card revealed this way with converted mana cost X or less without paying its mana cost. So for instance, if you have Sunbird's Invocation in play and you cast Ancient Brontodon, you get to flip the top 8 cards of your deck, pick one of them that costs 8 or less and cast it. I did not Brontodon into Brontodon because the second Brontodon was in my hand and I cast that one. So I Brontodon into Dreadmaw and Brontodon into Fire Cannon Blast. I also Dreadmaw into Fire Cannon and Dreadmaw into the various. And yeah, okay, 2 8-drops is a lot, but they're so good with Sunbird and they get better in multiples. Also, we've got the Huntmaster, the Wily Goblin, 2 Blossom Dryads, 2 Explore, Treasure Map to ramp. That card really disappointed me. Commune, and lots of trading, plan to trade, some life gain and so on. People hate on Wily Goblin. It's okay in pirate builds. It was also actually quite good for me because it got me from Sunbird on 6 to Brontodon on 7. It was really nice, a nice chumper. Yeah, Treasure Map disappointed me, too slow. What impressed me? Swordtooth was interesting because I wanted to play cards like Fire Shrine Keeper, Rigging Runner, Jungle Delver, Rummaging Goblin, but I also didn't want to kill my own guys with Raging Swordtooth, so I ended up cutting all the X ones other than Wily Goblin, and I was happy with that. But again, like my issue was, well, first of all, a couple of misplays. Let's see, the first match that I lost, it was something like a green-red mirror, a green-black. I was way back-footed versus the 7 mana 5/5 that makes dinos. A really interesting game. I sided in a Rummaging Goblin. I didn't have to, but I pitched Swordtooth to it. I pitched Brontodon to it because I wasn't getting to 8. And I ended up sculpting a hand of Sunbird, Dreadmaw. And my play was to suicide attack Dreadmaw into Fire Cannon Blast to kill his, which was my last removal, or my only removal that kills his 5/5. If I brick Dreadmaw, the next turn run it back. So the first time I Dreadmawed and I bricked, I see a Huntmaster or a Firebrand. I decided to keep the Huntmaster because I still had 1 Brontodon left. He walked the planks, my Dreadmaw, and swings out. I take it all and go to 7. And then the next turn, I swing, and Dreadmaw, find Fire Cannon, kill his fatty. Then he swings out again, and I realize, reject. I realized that I needed to chump, and I should have chumped the 5/5 last turn. Now I just have a 3/3 trampler to chump. So I end up going to less life, and I should have had 3 more life, and he's able to kill me exactly. I might have been able to get him. So a mistake like that. Another mistake I made was I had a chance to lightning strike the 1-3 that when you explore you gain 3 life. That shit's obvious, and I thought about it and I didn't do it because I wanted to curve out with my creatures, and it's just got slightly too much value in life from that card. And then the other mistakes that I made were against the very fast blue pirate tempo deck. I should have cut the Brontodons, cut some of this, maybe a Blossom Dryad, sided in all my 1-drops. Didn't find it or do it, and kind of got rolled by bounce stuff. So one of the main things that a mistake that I make and a mistake I see a lot of people make is just not making enough builds. So you miss a better color build or you miss a better sideboard build. For this one, I built some of the other colors. I'm not going to share those. I really do like this build, and I won most of my game ones, it seemed. But I just missed out on sideboarding, so oh well. Okay, so I hope you appreciate this report. Hope you find it useful. Those of you who want me to look at your builds and want some feedback, we have the Mastermind coaching program over at mtgtraining.com/mastermind. Everybody else who's just happy to have me back on YouTube, thank you. Appreciate you. And let me know what you think in the comments. So peace out and much love. And we will speak soon.